What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Alex Reviews. And today, I was kind of feeling down, and I didn't really have a movie to review, so I decided, let's cheer myself up. Let's go watch some freaking Aladdin. So, yeah, Aladdin's the movie I'm reviewing today. I don't really have ideas on what to review. I do plan on seeing Nerve this weekend. Looks like an incredible film, and I will definitely get a review out towards you whenever I am able to see that. But for now, you get Aladdin. And post ideas in the comments below if you have an idea. So, just a heads up, this is my favorite film. I'm not going to say favorite film of all time, but it's my favorite Disney film. It just narrowly beats out Zootopia. They're both in my top 5 films of all time. I don't think either of them are one, but I see them as equal. But I think this one I just have a little bit more enjoyment for it, and it's kind of my childhood because this is the film. Anytime it was on ABC Family, I'm clicking it over to Aladdin and watching that. So I've seen this film like 10 times. Love this film to death. So, if you want my overall view of it, I love this film. So, no hate here. So let's get into the review. The originality of the film. I'm going to give this film one thing. Not quite the most original film, but I think it does a few things with it. It's basically the loser boy, and he wins in the end. Yada yada yada. I think it does a nice twist with the genie. I don't know what he's going to wish for. And I'm not going to say that it started the trope. It definitely didn't start the trope. But it was kind of nice seeing it there. Maybe because I was younger and I really didn't know what a genie was. And when you think of genie, who do you think of? You think of Genie from Aladdin. 3 out of 5. The predictability of the film. It's, of course, it's a Disney film. You know what's going to happen in the end. But I like how somebody put this. You know what's going to happen in the beginning and you know what's going to happen in the end. But it's the middle that matters. And I couldn't really predict the middle. So I'm definitely going to give this film a 3 out of 5 on the predictability. But you kind of know what happens. It's Aladdin. It's kind of a basic story that you might even pick up a book and read it to the kids. So, yeah. The characters. Love the characters in this film. Definite 10 out of 10. Haven't been able to do this in a while. All these characters are lovable. I think Jasmine is the best Disney princess, and I think Aladdin is the best Disney main character, if not the best character in Disney ever. I love Aladdin. Genie, I'm not going to say he's the best sidekick, but he's in the top 5, definitely. And that's just because I love Robin Williams. I'm so sorry what happened to him. I will deeply miss him. He's one of my favorite comedians of all time. He's up there with another person that's in this film, Gilbert Gottfried. Love Gilbert Gottfried. Hilarious man. Especially the voice. He plays Iago. And I really liked Iago. I love Jafar. I'm not gonna say he's the best Disney villain, but he's up there. He's definitely top 5, if not 3. I'm not gonna sit down and rank these just for this review, but all these characters are amazing. 10 out of 10. The story and the plot, even though it is a basic story and plot, it kind of uses it and then kind of goes off with it and plays with it a little bit, and I really like when films do that. I think I'm overdoing it here. I am giving it a 10. Honestly, I really don't know why I'm giving it a 10. I think it's just something about this film and the story and the plot that intrigued me to it, and I wanted to watch it every single time it was on. Like I said, I flipped it over to the channel. So I can't really think right off the top of my head why it makes me want to stay and watch the film and then right when I finish it, watch it again. I don't know why I get that feeling. I think it's just incredible writing and directing. Speaking of, this directing is by Ron Clements and John Musker, and these two, they're legends now to me. I love these two because not only did they worked on all these together, by the way. Not only did they work on Aladdin, they worked on The Great Mouse Detective, a good Disney film, The Little Mermaid. I thought it was just a good Disney film, but a lot of people really love this film. Hercules, which I think is another incredible Disney film, Treasure Planet, which is an okay Disney film, The Princess and the Frog, which I think is a really good Disney film, and they both directed the upcoming Moana, which I'm expecting to be a really good Disney film. So these guys have directed a lot of childhood. Maybe it's just for me. I don't think so, though. If you grew up with The Little Mermaid, you grew up with Aladdin, you grew up with Hercules, and you really like The Princess and the Frog, boom. They made all those movies. I love these two guys now. Incredible directing. Terrific job, guys. You're some of my favorites now. But incredible directing with the story and the plot. Incredible writing, too, which was also by Ron Clements and John Musker. So, just great job, guys. The moral of the film, I love this moral. It's the loser guy, the street rat, as they call it in this film. I also love that term, street rat. The street rat can come out in the end and be on top and be a winner. He can be a hero, even if he does bad things for good reasons. It's like Robin Hood. Just incredible. 10 out of 10. The animation of the film, this is 1992 animation, so, I mean, there's no flaws. The biggest flaw I had with the animation is, and I believe it was Honest Trailers that made me see this. Why is there a baguette in Aladdin, which is like Arabia? So, like, why is there a baguette? Just saying. And if that's the biggest problem I have with the animation, then that's pretty good. So, 10 out of 10 there. Is it or will it be dated? Here's the thing about this film. I love Robin Williams to death. I love Genie. However, he did make a ton of pop culture references in a row, especially with his little segment from, like, You've Never Had a Friend Like Me, when he's introduced, to about halfway through the film. And that's about a quarter of the film. So, like, the second quarter of the film, he kinda just did pop culture reference after pop culture reference after pop culture reference, even to where I didn't get some of them. I got a good bit of them. Then again, I know some 90s stuff. Even though I'm not a 90s kid, I know a bunch of 90s stuff. And my dad explained some of the jokes to me too. So I got most of them, but even I didn't get some of the jokes. I don't know, and those aren't gonna last. I know those aren't gonna last. And the comedy of this film, this isn't that very much of a comedic film. Robin Williams brings the comedy. I think Iago, or Gilbert Gottfried, brings the comedy. I think even Jafar brings some comedy into it, but for the most part, this is a very, very serious film. And so there's no need for comedy. So when it comes about, I'm not hardcore laughing at all the jokes in the film. But this isn't a film that needs those kind of jokes. But I think that's going to date this film a little bit. Like, oh yeah, remember that from the 90s? The early 90s? Yeah, I remember that reference. No, never mind, 20 years later. What? I don't get it. Is that like some 90s reference? You don't want that in your film. 3 out of 5. And again, I'm pretty sure that the directors just sat Robin Williams down and said, yo, here's a little bit of script, play off of it, and say whatever comes to your mind. So that's probably why that happened, but it's still a little bit faulty. I think they should have held back some. I mean, it's fine to have some of the pop culture references in there, but hold back on some. It kind of dates this film a little bit. 3 out of 5. The pacing of the film, I was definitely invested in this film. Like I said, I wanted to watch it right back again after I saw it, and I never wanted to leave the film, except for one moment in the film, another moment from Honest Trailers, I believe. It's like when Prince Ali, the song, it's really the song of the film that I don't like, and I love all the songs in the film. This one's just there for me. I think that moment, and like right before that and right after it, the about 10 minutes of the film, it's skippable. You can go to the bathroom, do whatever. That's that song in this film. It's not bad or anything, and I don't think it affects. No, it's not 10 minutes. It's more like 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Like 3 minutes for the song, and then 2 minutes before and after. I don't know, it just kind of took me out of the moment for a few minutes. But it got right back on track, and I'm not going to count points off for it. 5 out of 5. The impact of the film definitely was impacted by this film. These characters make you feel impacted, so definitely 10 out of 10. Does it hit the target audience and beyond? 10 out of 10. I've only heard one person say that they didn't like Aladdin. They didn't say they hated it. They just said they didn't like it. And they said they didn't like most Disney films. So, at 10 out of 10, it does hit the target audience because kids love the film. And it hits beyond because I know plenty of adults and teenagers my age that love the film also. The relatability of the film, 10 out of 10 here. The characters are so relatable. I can relate to Aladdin a little bit. The street rat. You could probably relate to maybe Jasmine, who's the strong woman. Or, I don't know, Robin Williams, the comedic relief. And no matter who it is in this film, there are plenty of characters for you to relate to. So, definitely 10 out of 10 there. And the voice acting. Nothing wrong with it. These guys did a great job, and let me go through their names. Scott Wagner, who played Aladdin. I thought the dude's name was Nick or something, but apparently it's Scott Wagner. He does everything that I've seen with Aladdin, apparently. Anything Aladdin video game related, or like spin-off movie that isn't even made by Disney. He's in everything, so props to him. Robin Williams, of course, love him. Linda Larkin plays Jasmine. Jonathan Freeman plays Jafar. I love Jonathan Freeman. Frank Welker does, like, Abu, the Cave of Wonders, and Raja. By the way, the Cave of Wonders is the first CGI in a Disney film that they ever used. Gilbert Gottfried as Iago, and Douglas Seal as the Sultan. All did a fantastic job, no flaws there. And this is the first time I can do this. Bonus points. And what am I giving the bonus points for this time? I'm giving 2 bonus points. The max I can give is 3. I had this concept, I've never explained it before because I've never had to use it. But there are 3 bonus points, okay, that I can give. And I'm giving 2 to this film. First bonus point. This is the most enjoyable film I have ever watched. I don't care who it's by or who made this film. It doesn't really matter. As long as it had the same cast and the same structure, this would be the most enjoyable film I have ever seen. It still is to this day. It's the most enjoyable film I've ever seen. And it's the most, like, relieving. Because I can be like Aladdin. Very glad that this film exists. That's 1 bonus point. Number 2, A Whole New World. That, I believe, is one of the best Disney songs out there. Also, I believe this whole soundtrack is amazing. Also, Street Rat, or One Jump Ahead, whichever one you want to call it, and A Whole New World. Those 2 are 2 of the top 10 Disney songs that are out there. Again, I'm not sitting down and putting this in a list currently, but it's an idea for later on, maybe. Speaking of, I want to do list, so maybe expect one of those in the future. But anyways, I'm giving 2 bonus points for just the geniusness of the writing and the genius of enjoyment, and then I'm giving a bonus point for one of the best soundtracks Disney has produced. So, overall, 9.6 out of 10. It's the exact same score as Zootopia, you say. However, Zootopia did not need bonus points to get to a 9.6. So, now that I see this review, I think Zootopia is the best Disney film. But I still think Aladdin is probably my favorite. But Zootopia is probably structured better. But that still doesn't mean anything. Aladdin is my favorite Disney film. Zootopia is right behind it, but Aladdin's number 1. This film's incredible. I'm pretty sure that every person has seen this film. I've never met anybody that says that they haven't seen Aladdin, in fact. So, but if you haven't, and you're just here for some reason, watch this film. It's very good. Even though it was a 90s film, and it was, like, what, 2002 to 2012, like 24 years ago? Incredible film. Please watch it. Don't know what's coming next. I'm probably going to upload Friday. I'm not 100% sure of that. If I'm able to see Nerve, you might be seeing that next Monday. But I'm probably going to get an upload Friday before I upload Monday. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.